with Common right now. Just visit KFAN.com/watch to see all the action powered by Quantum Fiber.
We're just having fun. We don't care who sees. So what we go out. That's how it's supposed to be. Living young and wild and free. So what do you want to remark Rosen?
I'm coming in Dan Cole. He is sending me and 151st playing of the Open Championship taking place at Royal Liverpool outside of Hoy Lake in jolly old England. And Mark Rosen, you participated in the Power Trip Morning Show.
I did.
Yesterday where they do rock, paper, scissors to decide who selects first.
Correct.
And then you order 1 through 12 or 15, however many participants are there. It's hard. It's a whole cavalcade of human oddities that are on.
That might be the best description I've ever heard.
The power. It's a cavalcade of human oddities.
Emphasis on odd.
Odd is indeed the
On the Power
optimum
Morning
word.
Show, everybody selects golfer. You were number 2,
Right.
and you were forced to take whom?
I wasn't forced to take anyone. I took Scotty Scheffler. Meat sauce by virtue of being in the lottery, which I don't need to get into. I had the number one pick. And
Who was he forced to take?
he was forced to take Rory. And he was ripping him earlier in the day when he was 2 over in typical meat sauce fashion. Basically saying you should give up the game of golf. Now all of a sudden he started rallying, and now I think he's back to even par.
So you didn't feel forced to take Scotty Scheffler, but
No,
a major before you said you were forced to take John Rahm.
I didn't say that. I mean,
Your exact words were
well, actually, not at all.
That's what you said. Those were your exact words. I was forced to take John Rahm.
The major before I won, I took Rory in the Open, and he didn't win it, but he finished second. So,
What I'm saying is when you took Rahm, you looked at me and you said, so I picked second and I was forced to take John
I mean,
Rahm.
it was just a play on words, basically. It wasn't forced to take him. He was the best. I mean, forced is a word that can be used like, well, yeah, it makes most sense to take John Rahm, the hottest player at the moment, and kind of forced to take him. Otherwise, why should anyone
Well,
in the other direction?
Well, I'll tell you why. I made my selection yesterday.
I'm aware of that.
And I was first.
Yeah.
And I had the whole field.
Right.
And I could have went with the hottest golfer in the world. McIlroy won the Scottish Open, who was seeking out the major. Could have taken the number 1 player in the world, Scotty Scheffler.
Right.
Number 2. But I took Tommy Fleetwood. And what does the leaderboard look like?
What time did they hand out the claret jug today?
But that's you have to answer my question first.
Well, he's tied with the amateur.
Oh, okay. Oh, and Grillo.
Yeah. That's
Tommy
fine.
Fleetwood. Where's Tommy Fleetwood ranked in the world? You know,
Top 20 players.
21st.
Okay, pretty close. Yeah.
21st.
I
did.
Heck of a pick.
I did my research.
Okay.
I'm big on show prep. I dive deep.
Oh, that's hilarious.
I take my responsibilities here at the fan.
Yeah, very seriously. At 11:57, you start diving into it.
And I go in there and I realize he's been playing well this year.
He has.
He's had some terrific tournaments.
Yes.
He's missed some cuts, but he's been playing much better, including I think it was either a 4th or a 5th place finish at the most recent major, the U.S. Open.
And I hardly scoffed at your pick.
And I went ahead and picked Tommy Fleetwood also because I looked at it. I looked at the geography. He grew up an hour from this golf. It would mean everything to him to win this. So then I took all the information available to me, and I said, I'm going to, not because I'm forced,
Right.
but because I just feel like that it's time for Tommy Fleetwood to win. Thank you.
Let's hope for your sake, because like I said, they don't hand out the claret jug on Thursday. But, look, it would be a very popular. I'd love to see, Tommy Fleetwood win.
Well, not this week.
What?
You want the $2,000.
Well, I want Scheffler to win, of course. But if nobody took Tommy Fleetwood in our group, so I don't. No, someone did.
Ben Lieber.
Oh, Lieber did. Never mind. You're right. I stand corrected. Lieber did. So I'll screw him. I don't want him to win. Yeah. No, I mean, but if he does win,
and that's what's sad.
Kudos,
for a measly $200
no, kudos to. I would look at
that would mean everything to Tommy Fleetwood. It would make his life, his career.
I would love to see him win it.
And yet, because of your measly $200 bet, you're rooting against Tommy Fleetwood. That's sad.
Well,
really.
it's part of gambling. It's not like I'm rooting against him.
There's help for people like you that gamble too much.
I'm not gambling. First of all,
I can get you some help.
I do not gamble too much. Chris Hawkey's the one who gave up gambling. He's not involved in it anymore.
He's not.
No, he's
not in
out.
this either.
Any of them. He's done.
Can I take his place? I
wish you would have.
I would have taken Fleetwood before Lieber would have.
Probably would have.
And I'd be winning. How many people participate? Is it 12,
12
15?
or 13. Well, if your golfer wins,
it's $200 apiece.
You win $2,200.
Wow, I'd be $2,200 richer.
Right, instead of the $20 bets. But I like making our little $10 and $20 bets. I like doing that. So no, I wish him well. I hope I know the weather is beautiful today. They're
Just
winding
gorgeous.
down. And it's not going to be that way. In fact, I heard the announcers talking like Sunday could be the worst of the days. So that's typical, and that's where you get tested as a golfer. That's what I like about the Open, because normally you don't have 4 days in a row like we have today, where it looks like it's here. I mean, it's a.
Justin Thomas just finished with a quadruple 9 on 18. He shot 11 over today, 11 over 82.
Wow, what happened to him?
Who took Justin Thomas?
No one.
No one.
Well, I mean, which tells you something that it's.
Well, I'll tell you something. The cavalcade of human oddities are paying somewhat attention.
A little bit of attention.
Nobody would take Justin Thomas.
Not now. No, and everyone used to always take him.
Right, because he just hasn't had a good season at all.
No, but it's fun to watch.
Phil actually has lost so much weight. He almost, is this wrong to say? I don't want to get in trouble. He looks sickly.
Well, that's kind of an odd angle. I think I just saw him. But yeah, he does look a little, looks very gaunt as opposed to thin.
I think that's a word. He looks gaunt. I mean, and that's fine. I'm not ripping him. I'm just saying he looks so different. Because remember, he used to, he was like me, he had a paunch. It was not, he was not slim and trim.
People used to make fun of his physique.
And now, he's I mean, if he turned sideways, you wouldn't be able to see him.
He's living right. What?
Well, let me guess. Who wrote that? Maury Amsterdam guy?
No, I haven't heard from any of those guys.
What guys? Maury Amsterdam guy?
Or Larry Mondello guy? No.
Lucky.
Yeah, lucky. You're lucky is what you are.
Well, I wish Tommy Fleetwood well. Oh, Rory's been, they don't have the shot clock going in like Major League Baseball. He's been waiting for 15 minutes.
Yeah. Well, is he playing?
He had to wait 15 minutes after his tee shot.
Well,
how about that?
Well, do you know why? When the guy in front of you is making a quadruple bogey 9,
that'll happen.
You're going to have to wait. Yeah, that's going to happen because that's exactly what happened because he's on 18. How about that grandstand? Look, how cool is it to play into that?
It's beautiful.
Well, I don't know if you watched any of, I know Tenna didn't because he doesn't watch golf preview shows. But yesterday on...
Oh, my. Do you see that pot
yeah,
he landed?
That's not good.
He's right up against the lip. That's like... That
How do you get out of there?
Well, here's what I'll tell you. What it looks
sideways.
like from here, I don't even know if he can do it sideways. He might have to just slam it into the face into the bunker and have it pop back into the bunker.
Get a better shot
and
that
then
way.
go out backwards.
Right, right.
Or get a better shot that way. It might be the only way you can do
I'll
it.
be anxious to see it. That's again, there's the charm of the Open right there. How do you get out of that mess?
They showed on Live From last night the way, just by the way this course is built and laid out, the clubhouse and the practice areas. They have to shuttle the players to the driving range. It's across the street on a different piece of property. So it's like a 4-minute ride over there. Then the putting green is right behind the first tee, but the chipping area is over by 2. So they have to move around a lot. But what they talked about is when you walk from the clubhouse to the first tee, you walk over a really long bridge that crosses over the golf course, a part of the golf course. And it's a long walk. And the fans are there, and like they say, they'll be able to see you and cheer for you as you're walking by on this on this huge bridge that's up above. But then this is where they, like with all sports, they get carried away and they go, then you'll be with your thoughts, and will you be getting nervous, or will you be feeling good, and will you need your caddy to help you if he senses you're nervous? Will he be walking? It's like, it's just golf. Calm down. They'll make it across the bridge to the first tee. But, so it's kind of a different layout there, but it is kind of fun to see where, because usually you know, at most of these golf courses, you know, you walk out of the clubhouse and you walk right to the first tee. It's really close. But that's not the case here at.
Well, there's a lot of charm, and no matter where they're playing, this happens to be in Liverpool, and I'm anxious. And again, I love the fact that, well, here we are at 2:10, and then the round is almost over.
Well, they start playing at 6 a.m.
Well, you mentioned that. You haven't figured that out yet, have you?
It's just bizarre. Tenby, can you figure out?
Earlier than that.
They had guys teeing off at 4:30. How do they see the ball? Now, I know in England, the sun comes up a lot, you know, in the middle of the summer.
A little earlier.
The sun comes up earlier and it sets later, but it seems
Is
like...
it a high sky or a low sky there?
Well, you'd have to ask Trevor Plouffe. I wouldn't know if it's a high sky. We've not played that PST
We haven't
yet,
have we?
Let's do that tomorrow.
I want to hear that.
Oh, yeah, have you heard it?
I have not.
Oh.
I've been listening. I've been enjoying Trevor Plouffe.
Let's do that on the other side of the break.
Okay. Because, you know, guess who's back in the lineup today?
Yep, you called it.
So today, on the getaway day, he'd be back in.
You called it.
Byron Buxton.
They call him Byron Bye Buxton.
Lots going on in the sports
Here's
news world here today.
There is?
Well, I mean, Vikings situation.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's just stuff happening. Yeah.
Name the song and the artist.
It's Tina Turner.
Rod Stewart. Let's take a break and come back, and we'll tell you if Rory will be able to extricate himself in the greenside bunker at 18. It's Rosie, Tenby and Common, right here on what we call The Fan.
Perpetrating a fraud on the Twin Cities listening and viewing public for over 50 years. It's Mark Rosen with the Common Man on The Fan.
KFAN Total Traffic.
From the Quick Trip Traffic Center, here's a look at the roads. 94 eastbound is stopped from 494 northbound to 494 694. 94 eastbound is stopped Lake Elmo Avenue north to County Road 21 due to cleanup from an earlier crash. 694 to Lake Elmo Avenue north, 2 minutes. Stop and go 494 eastbound 169 to France Avenue. Stop between Tamarack Road and 94 694. That's traffic on The Fan. Traffic is sponsored by eBay Motors. You do anything to keep your vehicle happy. Let's make sure it stays running smoothly. With eBay Guaranteed Fit, the right parts are just a click away. When you see the green check, you know that part will fit. Get the right parts at the right prices. ebaymotors.com. Let's ride. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Hey, tend to be here for Underdog Fantasy, the easiest place to play fantasy sports. If you want to win some money while watching the Open this weekend, you just go to Underdog Fantasy. You can go on the app like I do. And they have a list of tournaments, including for tomorrow, for Friday. It's for the second round of the Open Championship. It's a $5 entry, $30,000 in prizes, $3,000 goes to first place. It's a single round draft, and you draft 6 players, 6 rounds, and you can do a pick clock of 30 seconds at a time. So it'll get over quite quickly. You can do all that. Of course, you can also start playing in the fantasy football, the Best Ball Mania 4, where it's $15 million prizes, $3 million to first place. Just sign up at UnderdogFantasy.com or via the App Store with the promo code KFAN, and Underdog will double your first deposit up to $100. That's Underdog Fantasy. Use my promo code KFAN. Must be 18 plus and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. If you're concerned with your play, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org. That's Underdog Fantasy. Use my code KFAN.
Hey, it's Chris Hockey, and I've got exciting news. Livia Days have arrived. It's Livia Weight Control Center's best deal of the summer. You join today, you'll get 50% off your program. That's 50% off your personalized program. With Livia's doctor-recommended program, you could lose up to 10 pounds or more in the first 2 weeks. Don't miss the best deal of the summer. Only available for a limited time. 855-GO-LIVIA or visit Livia.com. That's Livea, Livia.com. Livia, voted Minnesota's best weight loss program year after year.
Shop now at LutherKiaofBloomington.com for your next vehicle. Get top value for your trade-in today at Luther Kia of Bloomington, where we do what is best for our customers. The weather is great, and now is the Kia Summer Sales Event. There is a great selection of new and used vehicles at Luther Kia of Bloomington. Start shopping today and take care of yourself with a new vehicle from Luther Kia of Bloomington. Car buying made simple. Shop now at LutherKiaofBloomington.com. LutherKiaofBloomington.com.
The guaranteed sale possibilities with PomerlowTeam.com and Josh Pomerlow's team of elite real estate agents as part of J.P. Willman Realty Twin Cities, that might be perfect for you. Think about it, a guaranteed sale. So you're going to sell your home, which obviously is a very, very, very big move and one that can cause anxiety until you go to PomerlowTeam.com and you find my guy Matt Healy or a member of that elite staff, and you start investigating the guaranteed sale program, PomerlowTeam.com. But now the conundrum may be, all right, well, this guaranteed sale program, we already have found a place we love. And then the staff will be like, got you on that too. It's called the Buy Before You Sell program. Learn about all that and alleviate the hassle of a home sale at PomerlowTeam.com. PomerlowTeam.com.
If you're a spontaneous kind of guy and decide today that you want to pop the question tonight, you can stop at any Wedding Day Diamonds and choose from hundreds of ready-to-wear engagement rings, all set with superior hand-selected diamonds and priced from just $549. Or, if you're more of a planner, you can browse through thousands of prototypes, models of rings that you can order as they are or customize to your heart's content, which will then build just for her. No one else will ever have her ring on their finger. Either way, ready to wear or custom built, you'll be getting a wedding day quality ring, not a mass-produced cookie-cutter piece like you'll find at the national chain stores. And every ring comes with our 1-year perfect ring promise and our lifetime no fine print warranty. Together, they provide you with total peace of mind. We're Wedding Day Diamonds, your homegrown engagement ring specialist, serving the good people of Minnesota for more than 40 years. Come to Wedding Day, where diamonds is our last name.
Hey there, if you struggle with brain fog, try and pay attention to this ad because you need to know about Braintree Nutrition, founded by my friend and former safety, Andrew Sendejo. Andrew, tell us about Braintree Nutrition.
Our brain health supplements amplify memory and focus, enhance mood, reduce stress, and improve sleep quality.
If you want to enhance and preserve your brain health, visit BraintreeNutrition.com. Use the code KFAN for 10% off your order. Braintree Nutrition. Your brain deserves better.
Bradshaw and Bryant, seeking justice for the injured. Online at MinnesotaPersonalInjury.com.
Now back to the 651 Carpets, home of the Next Day Install Studios. On the Fan.
Find the Mall of America Street team at any of our station events all summer long and ask us about the MOA mystery cards when you see us. Head to KFAN.com, keyword events, to find out where we'll be this week.
Double 13-14 past Common Man program. I'm Common East Kennedy. Mark Rosen here. Dateline, Minneapolis. Minnesota Vikings rookie receiver Jordan Addison was cited Thursday morning for speeding and reckless driving after an officer clocked him driving 140 miles per hour on a freeway just outside of St. Paul. It's according to an incident report for the Minnesota State Patrol. Addison, the number 23 overall pick in the 2023 NFL draft, was not arrested, but the investigation into the incident is ongoing. There was not an accident. That was incident. I just misspoke. In a statement, the Vikings said, quote, "We are aware of last night's traffic incident involving Jordan Addison and are gathering additional information." According to the police report, a patrol officer was traveling eastbound on I-94 just after 3 a.m. when they observed a driver in a Lamborghini Urus priced at $235,000. That's manufacturer's retail listed price. Traveling 140 miles per hour in a 55 mile per hour zone. The trooper made a traffic stop and identified Addison as the driver. Vikings rookies are due to report to training camp Sunday, with veterans reporting next Tuesday, and the first on-field work set for Wednesday. Addison, who missed most of the team's offseason program because of a minor injury, was set to compete for a starting role in the Vikings' 3 receiver formations. Mark Rosen, your thoughts?
Well, it's where do you start? I mean, it's incredibly dangerous, irresponsible. 3 a.m., where you're going, he's going to eastbound. Not that it matters, east or west, but 140. I mean, do the calculations in your mind. I was just coming here to work, and there's all, normally there's one guy that's going, I got to go faster than the rest of us. I'm probably going 60-something.
How good is that? How good is that par?
You just get a par out of it?
When we were observing during the break tried to get home on the par 5, 18th and 2, hit it into one of those pot bunkers, up against the wall, hit it. It hit the pot bunker wall, the facing, and fell right back to him. His fourth shot, first he had his I think it was his right leg up on the bunker. Then he put his left leg up. So he's like doing the splits almost with one leg extended out behind him. And then he hit a brilliant shot that popped up, hit the fringe, rolled down, 10, 12 feet past, and then he just buried the par.
Good for Rory.
As good him up and down as you've seen. But anyways, I'm sorry. I was astonished by it.
Oh, it's okay. I'm saying fortunately, because not so much just for Jordan Addison, but anyone else on the road at 3 a.m., is that, at least according to the state patrol, there was no alcohol, infraction or he wasn't arrested for a DUI or anything like that. But he was just going extremely fast at 3 a.m. So the Vikings, they have, and I don't know if it had already occurred, the Vikings have a very extensive program when they sit down with their rookies and free agents and new players. And it's been going on for years, but it's been accelerated even more, where they go over everything with you to say, look, our eyes and ears are on you guys a lot. You're responsible for your own actions, but keep in mind the responsibility that goes with being a professional athlete, especially a Minnesota Viking in this town. And here are all the pratfall. Here are all the things you can do. This would have to be near the top of the list. We remember the Corn Robinson situation.
You're representing our company and our brand, and we're paying you a lot of money.
Yes, and so I'm sure that Kwesi and Andrew Miller and Kevin O'Connell and et cetera, having a long meeting, and I don't know how they, at some point we'll hear how they respond to it, but it's just. I don't know. I mean, youth is, and you get the money early on, and either you're not, your agent, you're not surrounding yourself with the right people. I don't know what goes on, and people flip, and it seems like a lot of this stuff happens with wide receivers. I don't know why more than any other position, because maybe they just feel this need for speed. I have plenty of stories, even going back to Ahmad Rashad, about how fast these guys like to go, and the fact that he invested that much money in a Lamborghini tells you something, too, that, well, you get a car like that, you don't want to go 55, 60 miles an hour. You want to let it out. Well, you're not on a racetrack. You're on a freeway with other people. And it doesn't matter how safe you think you might be. You're not. So I don't know where obviously the Vikings are handling it internally, and they'll have further information at some point. But again, like I said, maybe they haven't. They were waiting for the rookies to report, and one of the first things they do is sit them all down in their room and say, "Here's the deal, guys. This is how you get in the news for all the wrong reasons." I remember I actually participated when Chad Greenway was a rookie. They asked me to come and make a presentation to show the pros and cons about video-wise from the newscast position. How you make the news for the right reasons and how you make the news for the wrong reasons. And I had video clips of a lot of it. And I remember that Kelechi Udeza was a rookie. He had to retire prematurely because I think he had leukemia. But he did a video diary for us down in Mankato. And I showed, hey, this is a positive way of how you get involved in the community, da-da-da-da-da. And then I showed a whole bunch of other stuff with the news reporters saying, the Vikings made the police blotter more than any other team. And and I said, this is so... Doesn't matter if you're There are many times when the news people come up to me, have you heard of, who is this guy for the Vikings? I went, I have no idea. I've never heard of him. Doesn't matter. It didn't matter if you were a third-string offensive tackle. If you got caught doing something like this or something else, DUI, you're going to be in the news.
And fair or not, the more high profile you are, you probably get a little bit more rope. Oh, but not a little bit. But,
well, again, I'm
it won't last when you make too many mistakes.
No, and again,
and finally, it's they eventually they got to move on.
There was no, at least according to State Patrol. I mean, the thing that the concern would be if the bigger concern, not that this isn't a concern. If there had been alcohol involved to the point of being impaired.
Well, yeah, if there was, and they would have given him a test, and if he was,
right.
They would have reported that he was arrested for drunken driving. So
100%.
There's nothing in this report to indicate he had any alcohol in his system at all. Doesn't sound like he did.
No,
they didn't write in the report. But that I've seen, there's nothing that says took a breathalyzer test, passed, or anything like that. Doesn't sound like alcohol was involved.
Strike one. I'm sure that again, Kwesi and et cetera. We're going to go look at. It's 3 a.m. What are you doing? Number one.
Nothing good happens after midnight.
And number two, you're going 140 miles an hour. I mean, you want to go call somebody at Brainerd International Speedway. Maybe we can get you up there sometime. You can go around the track 140.
We'll pause. We'll return with Rosie, Teneby, and the Common Man here on The Fan.
NMC Exteriors want to help you win $1,000.
My money thick.
$1,000 in your hand. Happens weekdays, right here on The Fan.
You say you all about money. Yeah, I'm on that cash.
Hi, it's Molly from NMC Exteriors, and we're excited to announce our partnership with Apple Roofing. NMC is still the same company serving your roofing, siding, and window needs. Check us out at nmcexteriors.com.
We buy at Luther and at LutherAuto.com. If you are looking to sell your vehicle, Luther is willing to buy it. Drive your car, truck, van, or SUV into any of the 30-plus Luther dealerships and ask for an offer. In about 15 minutes, you'll get one. It's fast, it's simple, it's safe. And if you accept the offer, Luther will do all the paperwork. So it turns out the best place to buy a car is also the best place to sell your car. We buy at Luther and at LutherAuto.com. That's LutherAuto.com.
Great news. Arthur's huge summer wedding band event is happening from August 1st to the 12th, and it's a tax-free event. Prepare to be amazed by the incredible savings and jaw-dropping selection of wedding bands. From classic elegance to modern sophistication, they have the perfect band. Shop Arthur's tax-free wedding band event.
Hey, it's Chris Hockey, and I love meat sticks and jerky. I've got a brand new favorite. It's Wenzel's Farm. 14 different flavors, including teriyaki, honey barbecue, beef and bacon, and more. 100% American meat, always fresh and never frozen. Go to wenzelsfarm.com/shop for locations. Real meat for real life.
Hey, Common Man here for Hummingbird Ear Tube Placement. I've told you before, and I'll tell you again, it's just a wonderful, wonderful alternative to regular operating room procedures for ear tube placement. No operating room, which means no anesthesia, which means no fasting. This procedure is done inside the confines of an office, and parents can be there during the entire procedure. Costs are often much less than the operating room, too, which can result in significant savings for you, and kids can return to their activities almost immediately. Well, actually immediately, right away, as soon as they leave. Find out more. Go to hummingbirdeartubes.com. That's hummingbirdeartubes.com.
Are you a business owner, CEO, or responsible for marketing? If you are, iHeartMedia can help you reach your goals and find new customers. We reach more consumers in your target area than anyone else. And we can give you access to those potential customers more cost-effectively across radio, digital, podcasting, and social. We'd love to show you how iHeartMedia can work for you. From your cell, dial pound 250 and say keyword great results. That's pound 250 and say great results.
I'll tell you what, by the way, I'm here for Amana Brand. Amana Brand is a tried and true brand with a legacy of reliability. Weather has been a bit odd. Mother Nature can't seem to make up her mind. Sometimes we have steamy days and cool nights. So I'm turning my high-efficient air conditioner on and off. But regardless of how many times I turn it on and how many times I turn it off, it runs like a champ. It's terrific, and it has the best warranty in the business, a lifetime unit replacement on my high-efficient Amana brand air conditioner. Visit the new and improved iHeartAmana.com site to find the Amana brand preferred contractor nearest you. That's iHeartAmana.com.
71% off labor on all siding, roofing, and door projects. BuildersandRemodelers.com.
This is Hall of Famer Eric Dickerson. Here's what's trending on the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Spire Credit Union.
Vikings first-round draft pick Jordan Addison reportedly was charged with reckless driving by Minnesota State Patrol last night, was allegedly driving 140 miles an hour. WNBA, the Lynx go for a sweep of their 4-game season series when they host the LA Sparks tonight. Lynx hoping to snap a 3-game slide. Tommy Fleetwood, Emiliano Grillo, and amateur Christo Lamprecht are the leaders in the clubhouse at 5 under par in the first round of the Open Championship. I'm Doug Thompson.
Free checking is not a thing of the past, not at Spire Credit Union anyway. Visit myspire.com to learn just how simple a free checking account at Spire is. $100 minimum opening deposit required, insured by NCUA.
Dear football, me again. Summer camp still sucks. Looking forward to seeing you at the end of the month, right here on The Fan.
Be a part of our first fan-free forum, an hour-long commercial-free interview in our KFAN press box between Paul Allen and Gophers head football coach PJ Fleck on Wednesday, July 26th. Head to KFAN.com, keyword contest for your chance to win your way in.
Couple 13-14 pass, final segment of the show on throw in the towel Thursday or a throw it against the wall and see what sticks Thursday. I'm Common. He's Tenna. Legendary Mark Rosen is here. Let's do a giveaway, Tenna. Doesn't matter if you're a fan of golf or just a fan of a good time. How about the 3M Open? It starts next week at the TPC of the Twin Cities. Let's give away a pair of passes to the Stilly Party Deck. It's on the 18th hole at the 3M Open. You must be 21 years of age or older to win. These are for the final round, Sunday, July 30th. Call 1-800-320-5326, 1-800-320-5326. If you're the 11th caller, you win a pair of passes. Stilly Party Deck on the 18th hole at the 3M Open for Sunday, July 30th. A reminder again, you must be 21 years of age or older to win. Call now and be the 11th caller. The Twins played well since the All-Star break there. Mm-hmm. They've won 5 of 6 games. Lost 1 to Seattle, won the other 2. They'll split the series at worst today. They play a matinee on Getaway Day. They swept the Athletics right out of the All-Star break. And some people will look at the Twins' record. There are a couple of games over 500, a couple of games in first place, and they'll complain about this or complain about that. But how about this headline? Reeling Yankees show frustration at end of a disappointing trip. Even the mighty Yankees, Mark Rosen, the loss marked the first time in 14 years New York was swept in a 3-game series by the Angels. The Yankees completed a 1-5 trip that saw them drop to last place in the AL East. They've lost 4 straight and 9 of 11.
How about that?
Oh, I sound like you.
Yeah.
Because you always like to, anytime the Twins would struggle, you would always go, well, what about the Yankees? What about the Yankees?
Well,
of course, the Yankees would be, even though they're last in the East, they'd be first in the Central, but that's another story.
But they're not in the Central.
No.
And the Red Sox and the Yankees are picking up the bottom of the East, which is really, it's like the standings are upside down. Baltimore's in first place. Tampa's normally really good, but the Baltimore Orioles, the surprise team in Major League Baseball, along with Texas, I'd say, both in the American League, both very strong teams. And the Red Sox and Yankees are picking up the rear, and they're in big trouble. So,
do you think the Twins are one of the surprise teams in Major League Baseball in the other way? No, but I mean in the other way. That they're scuffling along with a rotation like they had going into the season. There were some high hopes.
Yeah.
I mean, none other than a ball guy, LaBelle E. Neal III, thought they'd go 91-71. Right. That was his prediction when the season started.
Well, I think the surprise element of the team, I mean, you have to break it down to say, well, yeah, the starting pitching staff is among the better stories in Major League Baseball. They've been as good as they've been. The hitting up until really this last 6 games maybe has been abysmal. The strikeout ratio continues to be at a epic record-setting rate at the moment, but they're still finding a way. They're clawing back. They're getting some contributions. The Julian kid looks like he's for real. When Polanco comes back, maybe even next week, maybe before that, Julian ain't going anywhere other than maybe third base or DHing. But he's terrific. He looks like he's got a lot of confidence. Got a couple more hits last night. They're getting contributions.
And now we have Buxton back in the lineup.
Kepler was left for dead, and he looked like he was dead. And he's come back.
You were calling for him to be released.
Benched, not released.
Oh.
I don't overreact that way,
Oh, okay.
but benched, yeah. No, yeah, Buxton, as I kind of speculated, is back in the lineup this afternoon. I think he's batting 5th or 6th.
You got a great baseball mind. I was ready to tell him to just leave for the rest of the season.
A lot of people feel that way.
You said 2 days, and you were right. That's what they did. 2 days on the bench, and he's back.
Well, they faced a really good pitcher last night. A guy, Castillo, had 11 strikeouts. Again, adding more to the Twins' total.
Whiff watch. The Minnesota Twins whiff watch.
The whiff watch, yeah. And now, Kenta Maeda was outstanding last night. Deserved the win. He had 9 strikeouts, no walks. Gave up 3 hits in 6+ innings. Unfortunately, Jax gave up his first home run of the year, the most inopportune time. The tie at 3-3. Then the Twins rallied late. Kirilloff hit a home run to help seal the deal with a 2-run home run. So they won the game 6-3. But Maeda deserved to win. He was that good last night. So back at it this afternoon. Then the
I'm sure Kenta though is just happy the team won. He's a team guy. It'd be nice to get the win, but they won the game.
Well, he is a team guy.
Yeah,
he's happy he's pitching again, and he's pitching as well as he is. That's the big story, considering that he was kind of the forgotten man on the rotation, coming out, arm Tommy John surgery, and he was out of sight, out of mind. All of a sudden, he's back, and he's after a couple of rough starts, he's back, and he's back pitching better than he was, I think, at any time since the Twins acquired him. So, it's not. Again, it's not their fault. They're in this division. They're in it to win it. I'm anxious to see what they're going to do, if anything, at the trading deadline. Will one bat make a difference? I mean, they're going to get Polanco back. Hopefully, they're going to get Royce Lewis back in a couple of weeks. Then your lineup is pretty well set. I just don't know. I mean,
where do you put Polanco when he comes back? Because
second base.
Well, what about Julian?
Well,
he's like your best hitter.
DH. Then or third. You can put him at third base. I mean, he's not a great defensive player.
Whoa. If you DH him, what do you do with your guy?
Buxton.
Byron Buxton.
I don't know. Put him in center field.
He can't play center
I know
field.
he can't. That's what the manager says. I know. I think Julian will probably end up at third base. I mean, they have, Kyle Farmer plays over there. Solano plays over there.
Farmer's playing pretty well. So
he's doing
Solano,
okay.
how are you going to find room for him at third?
Well, because Julian's a better hitter. He's just a better hitter, right? He's having an outstanding season. He's got a lot of confidence. Listening to Trevor Plouffe talk about him in the broadcast and really addressing.
You've taken a real liking to Trevor.
I have. I think it's been refreshing.
It's
been refreshing. I mean, a nice addition to the booth. Sometimes he gets a little carried away.
Well,
but
let's find out. He had this to say the other day. He was nominated for a preposterous statement.
He does say a few things like that.
This is sort of in the same vein as Cloudy Skies in Seattle, keeping the sound in. Teneby, do you have the Trevor Plouffe preposterous
I can't wait.
statement? Now, this is audio. This was a listener nominated, Trev, for a PST with this.
This is back on the Twins athletics game back on July 15th.
Okay.
Sometimes that happens. You choke up 2 strikes trying to put the ball in play and just catch one flush, get on the barrel.
Sky, short center. Allen out.
It's going to be tough. High Sky today.
They made the catch. Now, you've struck on something that's always been a sticking point for you. The term high sky.
Yeah.
Now, the sky here, I know we're almost at sea level here, right? Elevation 100 feet, something like that. But the sky is the same here as it is in Minnesota.
I'd beg to differ on that. I think they are different skies. But what I think that means as far as baseball terms is if you see here, there's a lot of foul territory, so the stands are kind of away. So when you look up, there's not that, you don't have that to kind of base it off of. Same thing when you get down into spring training when there's not a third deck or anything around, the skies just look higher. If that makes any sense.
Huh. Interesting conversation.
Your thoughts?
Well, I mean,
it was a high sky that day.
Trevor Plouffe is talking.
Do you think he was sky high? Is what it was? Maybe that's what his problem
He's
was.
talking from experience as a ball player. Dick Bremer's talking from a standpoint of common sense, saying, "Look, the sky's not any different than it is here in Minnesota." And Trevor's trying to explain that.
So you're siding with Trev?
I'm not siding with him. No, I'm just saying that his perspective. He's trying to explain himself out of it. Probably not the best.
Do you think it's preposterous?
Well,
do you think he should be nominated for PSD?
Well, go right ahead. I think that there are times when there obviously depending on the time of day where the batter's in the shade and the pitcher, it's you can see that you'd have trouble picking up the ball, or in center field there's a low sun and you're trying to pick up a ball when guys are holding their gloves over trying to pick up the ball out of the sun. And that happens.
Well, yeah.
But this one, I don't know. I don't understand what he's saying.
Do you think he should be nominated for PSD?
Why not?
Teneby, what do you think the committee, if it were to end the day, let's say it was done, where do you think that would be? Was that
I don't think it's a number one
single
seed.
It's a four-ish seed.
It's a four-ish
seed.
Yeah.
I'd agree with that.
I've never heard of a high sky and a low sky, and never thought there was differences.
Yeah, I know. He tried to explain it about the based on.
So what you guys couldn't see was there was a pop-up to short center, so that's why in the middle of the play he goes, high sky.
Yeah, high sky.
Tough one.
Yeah, and of course it's not.
I don't think.
No. There's a lot of baseball sort of inside stuff that happens.
We've been following extensively here on the Grum, as I am the official, unofficial ambassador to Minnesota Golf.
Mm-hmm.
The 151st playing of the Open Championship, they're playing just outside of Hoy Lake at Royal Liverpool. Let's take a look at the leaderboard. Let's go to our leaderboard update desk, and our leaderboard update desk updater, that would be Teneby. Teneby, what do you have?
Not much has changed since the last time we looked at the leaderboard. Still, your top three are Christo Lamprecht. He's an amateur.
Out of South Africa.
Tommy Fleetwood and Emiliano Grillo. Three guys at one back. They shot 467 today. That would be Antoine Rosner, Adrian Odegui, and Brian Harmon. Then at 300, you got Stuart Sink, Wyndham Clark, Alex Noren, Max Homa. They all shot 368s. And then Shubhankar Sharma is 300 through 16.
People were writing off Wyndham Clark.
I never wrote him off.
Saying he was a flash in the pan.
Not even close.
Who wrote him off?
Yeah.
Oh, I've heard people say
he was here to stay.
Well,
what people are you listening? Meat Sauce or who?
Of course, Meat Sauce. No one took him in the pool.
Oh, yeah, but that doesn't mean.
No, I mean I think he's playing awfully well. It would be quite an accomplishment.
He's a talented player.
Yes,
if he were to win, he would
talented.
Probably. You'd have to be considered. You'd have to take him into consideration for Player of the Year in the PGA.
Sure.
Stuart Sink's an interesting story.
Mm-hmm.
Stuart Sink has won one major. It was an Open Championship in 2009. Do you remember what is notable about that victory in 2009?
Trying to rack through the catalog here. What's left of my brain cells.
Well, you've been smoking.
Was it
a reefer
playoff?
Rosen, so. It was a playoff.
Okay, I got that right.
Who was the playoff against? That's the
Tiger.
notable part. No, it was against 59-year-old Tom Watson.
Everybody in the world was cheering for Tom Watson.
Even Stuart Sink was.
Yes.
He was rooting against himself, but couldn't prevent himself from winning.
Right.
It almost, I'm never going to feel bad for a guy who's played golf for a living and made a lot of money.
Right.
But you do feel, because there wasn't a person on the planet,
right,
except for Stewart himself and probably his family members that were rooting for him because think about it. Watson's already got I think he has 9 majors. It's 8 or 9. He has 5 claret jugs. He's already won 5 Opens. But when you see a guy at he was 59 and a half, actually, he's almost 60 years old, and he's battling all the flat bellies, all the young, powerful players.
Correct.
He was standing over a 12-foot, I think it was a par putt, that would have given him the victory outright. Tom Watson was that close to winning.
I remember watching it.
That would have been by far the oldest player to win a major as it is now. It's Mickelson.
How old was Jack when he won his last Masters?
46.
God, that's a big difference.
So,
wow.
59 years old, and now the oldest, of course, is is Mickelson when he won that PGA Championship at Kiowa back in, was 2 years ago now, when he was 51 years old, or 50, I think, going on 51. But Stuart Sink. The reason I bring up Stuart Sink, Tanner just mentioned his name. He's 50 years old, and he still feels like he has a chance to win.
Why not?
We talk about this all the time about, I don't necessarily root for players or against players, but I guess I do. I guess I'm not as different on that. What I generally do is the only time I really root against players is if they're about to make it a rout on the final round. I want drama at the end. So if a guy's got a 3-shot lead, he's standing over birdie, but I'm going, miss, because I want to stay close. But I could root for Stewart. You like the stories of the aging guys and, the guys that, or, like the amateur story. That's first round. It's a long way to go to the end of the tournament. But this amateur kid from South Africa, how cool would it be for him to win? It'd be a great story.
I didn't see it. I heard people talking about talking about a tall drink of water. He's like 6'6" or something.
6'8", I think.
6'8"?
That's what I think somebody told me.
Wow. It's unusual to hear about golfers. Like Keegan Bradley looks tall to me when I watch him play because the way his stance is. And he's playing awfully well. He's having a great season. But I didn't see this kid play because it was early in the morning when he teed off. But I'll look for some highlights later. But 6'8" would be highly unusual. What do you got?
It's from Rochelle Olson, Fish Wrap Factory, West Side. It says, former Minnesota Vikings star running back Dalvin Cook offered $1 million to a former girlfriend to clear him of wrongdoing despite her previously sworn abuse allegations against him. This is according to a document filed in Dakota County District Court. The revelation came in a now sealed filing by Gracelyn Trimble's attorney. The document was filed in opposition to Cook's request to bar testimony at trial of his cash settlement offers of $800,000 and then $1 million. Cook's initial offer of $800,000 came with a requirement that Trimble sign a sworn affidavit denying abuse claims, the document said. But Trimble has already testified under oath that Cook physically abused her. The $1 million offer required Cook send a letter, not sworn testimony, to the NFL.com absolving Cook of wrongdoing. Attorney Daniel Craig wrote that Cook's initial cash offer was, quote, not only evidence of a crime, but admissible at trial to show he tried to coax Trimble to perjure herself by changing her sworn testimony. Craig's filing reads, this does not pass the smell test and can and should be admissible as evidence of Cook's consciousness of guilt. Star Tribune obtained a copy of the document today, hours before it was sealed by Dakota County Judge Jamie Cork. Trimble's personal injury lawsuit against Cook is set for trial in front of Cork next year. A hearing on the recent filing is set for Monday afternoon. Lawyers for Cook and Trimble did not comment. In a deposition, Cook said he was aware that his lawyers had initially offered Trimble money and made her provide a sworn affidavit exonerating him of wrongdoing, the filing said. After Trimble's lawyer told Cook's counsel that she wouldn't sign a fraudulent affidavit, lawyers increased the offer a few hours later to $1 million. The higher offer required Trimble to sign a letter to the NFL relieving Cook of wrongdoing in language to be negotiated. Trimble rejected the second offer as well. And then it just goes over what happened in the alleged incident and such like that. That's some serious allegation that you're basically trying to buy somebody off. Hey, perjure yourself. Say you made it up as you go along, and we'll pay you big amounts of cash. I don't know. I'm no attorney, obviously. I don't even play one on TV. But this sounds like some serious issues to me. This doesn't seem like anything that's going to go away.
It's been quite a day for Minnesota Vikings and now former Minnesota Vikings. Cook's not coming back here, but. We got, and it seemed like the stuff was always would come out. And of course, the Addison thing literally happened last night, right before camp or in the early of camp. When
they report what next week or today?
The rookies report
tomorrow, right?
This weekend or early next week.
It might be tomorrow.
Yeah, they're in camp. They're coming to camp. I was out there last night, and they have all the weightlifting.
Sunday. It says Vikings rookies are going to report Sunday. Veterans next Tuesday. First on-field work set for Wednesday.
Yeah. So we'll obviously know a lot more about what's going on with Jordan Addison in particular in the coming days.
Campus snuck up on us in a hurry. I don't have the schedule in front of me, Tenby. Have you had a chance to look at it? I mean, you You weren't even consulted in the negotiations of when we would be there. It's
Not
sad,
at all.
really. Do you have the
have it.
scheduling for you? When is our first day out there?
Monday, July 31st is our first day out there.
And so that's a week from this Monday, then?
That is correct.
Sweet. Week
Yeah,
from
11
this
days.
Yeah.
Be fun. Now, one of those days I won't be there. You're going to do some extra time with Tennessee, aren't you going to help
Yeah,
out?
that's August the 7th, I believe. Monday.
That's Monday, August 7th.
Yeah.
And then I'm probably out for a couple more days because I've been told by the coroner's office they're demanding I join my wife in taking baby brother Peter to Ohio State.
100% you need to do that.
I was dead.
Of course, you'd be for that, Rosie.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Oh, just wait when your kids get old enough.
you just want Common to leave.
Oh, that part of it. You're
That's
right.
funny.
That's funny. That's true.
Oh, it is true too, you say, do you?
No,
So I think
I enjoy my time
We really
out.
think you should be spending time with your family, Common.
I really think
Funny.
you should be with
Yeah.
your family.
So I think I'm going to do that.
I enjoy our time out there at Winter
I was
Park.
being loyal and dedicated to my,
I know,
to my
to the
job,
craft,
to the
right.
show, to the listeners, to
Yes.
the Vikings. I want to be extended family member.
Yep.
But I am going to go.
It's going full speed. Well, yeah, you should be
We're gonna
there.
Go out to Columbus.
Yeah, Columbus. I just can't believe.
Deuce changed his plans. Remember, he was going to do
I heard you talk about that.
Oxford, Oslo, and where is it in Italy again, Tennessee?
Cinque Terre.
Which is
Cinque Terre.
where? What part of Italy
It's
is
on
it?
like the west coast. It's
Oh, okay.
I don't know, like a 2-3
Tennessee
hour
says
drive from.
it's heaven on earth. He says it's
Well,
paradise.
most of Italy is, except for right now, it's burning up. But other than that-
And so now instead of Oslo, he's going to Dublin.
Whoa.
Dublin, not Dublin. Dublin.
Dublin,
He's going to
just a
Ireland.
change of plans. Huh, with
Well,
some
because
buddies?
some of his best buddies are going to Dublin.
He should go.
So that's, yeah.
Good for him.
You should go to the tune of about $500 more dollars.
Well,
It's going to cost me.
you're Mr. ATM.
That's how he spells my name.
I know.
ATM.
Good for Deuce.
Minute before the music starts, or even less. Do you? Is there anything you observed? Any little tidbit that you have? Now, this is going to sound. Abbott's going to accuse me of
not being prepared.
not being prepared, running out of material. I'm giving you the opportunity. If there's something,
I know.
Tennessee, how
We've-
about you?
well,
Anything?
I thought
the Lions acquired a wide receiver today.
they did.
Denzel Mims from the New York Jets,
Well,
former second-round pick, and has
Why do
basically
you
been
shake your
a
head?
basically has been a massive failure in his first 3
That's
years.
why.
But now he gets a
fresh start with a
fresh
new
start.
organization.
Oh, yeah.
with Jared
Goff will
Goff.
not be off with him, with Mims. The Lions could be the biggest disappointment of the year.
You're the one that's been telling me that they're big game bound and they're for real finally, and they're about to go on some kind of a 10-year dynasty run.
I don't know.
If you had to make a bet, who would have more wins, the Vikings or Lions this season? Who would you pick, Rosie?
That's one hell of a question. I'd say
Remember, Karn might be listening.
I thought you were going to
Karn's
go
not listening.
slam dunk Vikings, and then I would play the bet button.
Yeah, go ahead, say Vikings.
Vikings.
Bet.
Vikings will have more wins. Our normal $20 bet.
$20. I'll take the Lions.
Who, you or Common?
It's him. He's
yeah, I'm jumping in.
Sure.
I'm not.
Yes.
I'm not buying the Lions hype. You guys can buy it all you want.
Apparently, Rosen isn't either.
Well, I kind of am. I think they should be the favorites to win the division. But the Vikings are the champs until otherwise
If you would have taken
noted.
the Lions instead of the Vikings, Karn wouldn't talk to you for a week.
Actually, she would. But
I don't think she would. I don't think she'd talk to you for a week. She'd
No,
be
she
very
better
disappointed in you.
talk to me.
I would be disappointed.
Another
in
month
you.
ago,
The
you know.
fans would be disappointed in you.
Now, I'm taking the Vikings 100%.
Very good. See you tomorrow.
Oh, we got program password
We got
tomorrow?
program password tomorrow.
We do. Audra Martin will be in tomorrow.
Whoa.
So we'll do that.
You two will be teammates tomorrow.
Oh, good.
Common and Rosie versus
boy.
Audra Martin and Lil B.
Can you hit old boy, Tennessee?
Oh, boy.
You'll be in. They'll be at
1:30.
1. You at 1:30 with Audra Martin. Tennessee, thanks for having me.
Hey, great job.
You as well. We're back at noon tomorrow. Stick around. Big Ticket JG. They are next year on the Fan.
Good night.